Mr. Richard Lewelling from the Weather Channel here for a couple of seconds. Richard, welcome back to Kiel. How you doing this morning? How bad was yesterday around the Arklatex?
It was pretty bad. In fact, we've got at least 8 different areas where we have some form of either wind damage or possible tornado damage that showed up across most of the coverage area that the Shreveport National Weather Service office covers. And lots of reports of wind damage. We've had at least one mobile home that was destroyed over just south of Ruston in Lincoln Parish. And, of course, we're going to be looking at what the Weather Service talks about a little bit later on today. They've sent 2 teams to investigate areas, one in northern Natchitoches Parish, the other is in moving into Saline Parish and into parts of Bienville Parish, where they'll be looking for a possible tornado there, and then in southwestern Jackson Parish, just south of Ruston, where that tornado was destroyed, or where that mobile home was destroyed, they'll be looking for a possible tornado there today. So lots of cleanup that's going to be going on through the day today, and we get a little bit of a break in the rain, but it's just going to be short-lived.
So I saw yesterday, and in fact, it was my phone's going crazy around 3:30 to 3:45. 3 tornado warnings across the Arklatex was in our area, Shreveport, Bossier City, etc. Was there any sighted tornadoes, funnel clouds? Did we have a touchdown?
Well, there was some reports of the possible tornado. A lot of radar-indicated stuff that we were seeing. They were coming out with some of the warnings yesterday. And, they're going to be out there looking pretty hard. One area that they're going to be looking at is right along the Caddo line near the border with Panola County, Texas, near Bethany. That's one area that there is some possible damage there. The other area that they're going to be looking at is over in DeSoto Parish, southeast of Stonewall. Looks like there may be a little bit of damage being reported there as well.
Pardon me just a second, and I certainly don't know, and I don't know if you do or not. When those investigators, when those folks on the scene, what do they look for that tells them the difference between really high winds or an actual tornado touchdown? Do you know?
Yeah, one of the things they look for is the direction of how trees will be laid down in association with the winds. Usually you can, if you see trees laying in one single direction, that's a pretty good indication that straight line winds are to blame for the possible damage. But if you see trees that are in all different directions, and you see a mobile home that's been flipped over or damaged or destroyed, depending on exactly the way the characteristic of the debris is set up, that is going to be more of an indication of a tornado, and that's what those investigators will be looking at through the day today. There are telltale signs, the difference between straight line wind damage and tornadoes, and they'll be looking for that as they go out and investigate those areas today.
Okay, sort of a 2-part question here. I'll tee it up for you. How much rain did we get yesterday? Because we're getting photos, we're getting texts, we're getting calls all over the area about streets closed, underwater, water still really high. How much rain total did we get yesterday? And we get a little reprieve today. But middle of the night tonight.
Yeah, but we're about to in Shreveport. The official total yesterday was right at 0.97, just shy of 1 inch of rain yesterday. So far for the month, we've picked up almost 3 inches of rain thus far, and we've got more rain on the way. We get a little bit of a break here today with some sunshine in the forecast. There will be a few spotty showers and storms, but the moisture starts to reload again tonight, and the heavier rains will start to come back into the forecast tomorrow and will linger into the first half of the weekend with good chances of showers and storms. Local flooding, definitely a possibility, and the reason the Weather Service went with a flash flood watch starting tomorrow and going through Saturday night, we could get at least another 3 to 5 inches of rain out of the next system that'll be coming in as we approach the weekend.
The people, when you look on social media and you see a couple of stories here and there, and some calling for as much as 6 to 8 inches by the end of the weekend, is that just alarmist talk, or is there something to that?
Oh, there's definitely something to that. In fact, it looks like areas in East Texas into northwestern Louisiana, that seems to be where the greatest concentration of heavy rain is going to be at with this system. You know, we're kind of going toward the low end of the field right now, just looking at some of the latest stuff that we've got today. But there are some indications in some of the computer models that there could be some spots that could easily get 10 inches of rain out of this between now and Sunday.
Is there any way that when you talk about computer models and prognostication forecasts, is there any way you can tell at this early point whether there's a chance of tornadoes and heavy winds coming our way again this weekend?
There is a chance. I mean, right now it's pretty much a low end figure for the amount of severe weather. You know, one of the products we have here at the Weather Channel is our Torcon index that kind of gives us an idea of the chances for tornadoes. And right now, the chances are pretty small. They're only about a 2 out of a scale of 1 to 10. So right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be much of a significant severe weather threat, but definitely the flooding threat is going to be the bigger story with this as we move into tomorrow and Saturday.